We're going to be talking about more interesting examples here of combining dictionaries and lists, and what that looks like visually and what that looks like in terms of syntax. So one thing is we can remember that dictionary is a key value pair data structure. So we store information in sets of keys and values. And what we're going to be doing here is looking at our key, which is going to be a string, and our list is actually going to be a value. That's kind of the different thing. So first example, let's imagine you have a dictionary with a list of strings. So again, that means that your keys are going to be strings. Your values are going to be lists of strings. So in this case, we'll have a key for an author, and a value is going to be a list of their books. So the syntax for that would be, let's make our blank dictionary right here. And then when we try to write a new key value pair, here's our key. John Green is our key. But notice that when we store the value, rather than listing a string directly, we actually make it a list simply by putting our square brackets around the item. And in this case, we're storing two strings, The Fault in Our Stars, first string, comma, and then Looking for Alaska, second string. So now the value that's stored at the key John Green is not one string, but actually a list of strings, two strings in this case. Now, if you want to visualize what that looks like, basically we can see here that what we actually have is we have our dictionary, which is this outer gray box called books, and then inside of the key, which is, this is my key, John Green, inside of the key we have a list, just like the lists that we're used to, with two items, item 0 and item 1. And so that's how we can translate these visually. So this is helpful just to kind of visualize when we have lists inside of dictionaries or dictionaries inside of lists. It can be a little bit complicated to visualize, so it's helpful to just picture what is this syntax actually generating. In this case, it's our dictionary with our list inside of it, which is the key. And then we have our list items here, which in this case is a string. So to access list items, what we do is we just go one step, one level at a time. So first we access the list, which is going to be used via the key. Then we access the list item with the index. So for example, this is the code we had before, which made the list inside the dictionary. Now, if we want to read one particular book, what we do is we say books bracket John Green. So this is my key, and this is going to give me a list. If I think of what do I get with books bracket John Green, well, what is stored at that key? Well, what's stored at that key is this list here, right here. So if I access that list, and then I access the index 1, well, this is index 0, this is index 1, and so you're going to get Looking for Alaska. Now, looking at that in code, we can kind of go in stages. So if you just print books, what you get is you get the entire dictionary, and you can tell that because you've got your curly brace here, you have your key, and then you have your value. This whole thing would be your value. Okay, well, if you go one level down and you access your dictionary with the key, well, again, what value is stored at that key? Well, we just saw up here, it's a list. So when I print that out, I get, again, my brackets here, I get a list, which is what I would expect. And if I go another layer deep, right, so here's books bracket John Green, we know that's going to be a list. So if I have any list and I put bracket something or other after it, that's going to give me the index in that list. And so what I end up getting is Looking for Alaska. So as you can see, we've got our dictionary. Then essentially that kind of takes us to a list. And then the list we can get to a list item using the key and then using an index. So no matter how complicated it gets, lists inside of dictionaries, inside of lists, inside of dictionaries, whatever it is, just go one level at a time and access that information as you need. Now, if you want to add new information to your dictionary, you simply use your key value pairs as we have before. So again, here's my dictionary. Now, what if I want to add a new author? all I do is put my new name in here. So here's my new key, Angie Thomas, and I'm going to store my list here again, and that is going to let me add that new list. And what's really important is to notice that just for convenience of accessing information, what we're doing is, even though there's only one book right here, The Hate You Give, we're still storing it as a list. And the reason is, you could make it a string, but it would make navigating all the items in your dictionary much more complicated, because if you think some of them are lists and some of them are strings, the code gets complicated. So it's easier in this case to just make everything a list, and then you could add another book later when you wanted to. Now, if you want to visualize what it looks like to have this new book and author, notice that here, again, here's Angie Thomas, The Hate You Give. Books is our outer dictionary. And we have, this is key 1, if you want. And this is key 2. And at key 2, we have just another list. And this list just has one particular item. Now, another way to look at this would be a list of ints. Same idea, right? In this case, we have people playing mini golf. There have been 3 rounds of golf. Each of the 4 players has a score for each of those 3 holes. And so what you see here is golf is my dictionary. Got my curly brace. And then I've got 4 keys and values, which are list. In this case, 3 list items. Again, to visualize that, you can see here, this is what we'd want to have the picture of. Golf is our dictionary. Inside it, we have 4 key value pairs. And at each value, we have a list, which has 0, 1, 2 index, 3 items. And that's how you can, very similar to the string example, but now just with ints. So if we look at this picture, just as we did before, if you print out golf, you can see you get the entire dictionary. It's got the curly braces, 4 key value pairs. If you just access Marley, Marley is a key, the value is a list, so we get 3, 4, 2. And finally, as we did before, if you access golf Marley bracket 1, what you get is the index 1 from the Marley list, and so you get 4, which is what you would expect from right here. Now, how do you add to this list? Okay, so if you want to add an item to the list, let's say, for example, you want to add just one list item of the value 1 to the Marley key. Well, we know that the value is a list. So for example, this is my key, this is my value, and since the value is a list, all I have to do is say golf bracket Marley, because we know that that's going to give me the value. And what's the value? Well, it's a list. And if it's a list, how do you add to a list? You simply say append. So golf bracket Marley dot append is going to add 1 item to that list, which is why we get 1 added onto the Marley. Now, a more practical example would be to use a for loop to add an item to every person's list. So if we were to look at that, again, here's our basic dictionary. We could say for key in golf. So for every key in my golf dictionary, what do I want to do? Well, I'm going to ask the user, what is the new score you'd like to add? And then we use the same syntax we just had on the last slide. Our golf bracket key, use the key, access the value, which is a list. Let's say in this case, the first case it's 3, 4, 2. That's my list. And I just say append. Just add it on right there. And if you walk through this code, right, let's say you add 1 for Marley, 2, 3, 4 for all the players, and then you print out the dictionary at the end, what you can see is we've got our new list items appended to the end of each list. Now, for our last example, let's flip it. Because if we have a dictionary of lists, we can just as easily and just as practically have a list of dictionaries. So a list can hold many things. It can also hold dictionaries. So let's imagine you want to store information about a pet. So the dictionary is going to hold 1 pet's worth of information. And then the outer list is going to hold the information about many pets. So in this code, we make an outer pet list called pets. We create a pet dictionary, pet1. Notice it's got my curly braces. It's referring just to one animal named Asteroid. And then we append it to the list. Then we make another pet, pet2. Again, it's a new dictionary. Then we append it to the list. So the outer container is a list. The inner container is a dictionary. So let's visualize this. What does this actually look like? Okay, well, it's just the reverse of what we had a few moments ago. We have pets right here. This is my list, my pets list. And then what is stored at index 0? Well, here's a dictionary. The gray box is a dictionary. And then in index 1, another dictionary. So as you can see, you can create as interesting or as useful data structures as you need, depending on what your situation is asking you to store. Kind of take this example one step further. Let's say we had the code we had from before. We've got our dictionary inside the list. Add the second item. So now we've got, again, our 2 dictionaries as list items. We can print that, see what that looks like. As you can see, here's my outer list, square brackets. That's my pet. And then what is list item 1? List item 1 here is curly brace, asteroid, end curly brace, comma, next curly brace, end curly brace. So this helps you see that there is a list, and inside that list there are 2 dictionaries with each item. To kind of prove this to you, if we wanted to see what are the keys in the first pet, right? Pets bracket 0, so we know that's going to be the first pet that was appended here. So it's going to be this pet. Okay. Dot keys. So what are all the keys in there? Well, pretty easily be name, species, nickname. And as we can see, that's exactly what we get. Name, species, nickname.